use.
Thank you. I want to start, Mr. Speaker, in thanking the delegate from the District of Columbia, Ms. Norton. She pours her heart and soul into her passion for this country and certainly for the district itself. We happen to disagree probably on this issue. We've agreed on some issues, on some topics, and we disagree on others. But I just want to note, Mr. Speaker, how much I appreciate her passion and her commitment and her desire to represent her constituents as vigorously as she does. I also want to thank the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Meadows, for introducing H.R. 5233, the clarifying congressional intent in providing for D.C. Home Rule Act of 2016, and his leadership on this issue. He's the subcommittee chairman who deals with this issue. He spent a considerable amount of time working on this topic, working with city leaders, getting to know the city, and working with them. And I appreciate his proactive and approach and the manner in which he approaches this and his thoughtfulness in this sensitive but important topic. We're here today to discuss the bill that would do just as the title says, clarify the congressional intent behind the D.C. Home Rule Act passed in 1974. First, a little bit of background about the need for this legislation. In December of 2012, the District of Columbia Council disregarded clear limitations found in the Home Rule Act of 1973. In doing so, it passed the Local Budget Autonomy Act, or the LBAA, in an attempt to remove Congress from the district's budgeting process. If the bill is implemented, it would allow the district government to appropriate money without the need for any federal action. In doing so, the Council violated clear legislative authority granted to Congress by the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution gives Congress plenary authority over the District of Columbia. As with other powers, Congress may delegate some of its authority to the local district government, which it did when it passed the Home Rule Act, again, back in 1973 or 74. Absent the congressional delegation, the district has no legislative power. And as enacted more than 40 years ago, the Home Rule Act was designed to allow the district to self-govern on truly local matters. At the same time, Home Rule preserved a necessary role for Congress in matters that could affect the federal government, including congressional authority over the district's overall budget. The LBAA, however, violates the Home Rule Act and removes Congress from the district's budgeting process. Today's legislation clarifies the original intent behind the Home Rule Act and reinforces the intent of Congress, our Founding Fathers, and the Constitution. Importantly, the language of the Home Rule Act makes it clear it's not authorizing the district authority over its budget. In fact, Mr. Jacques Dupuis, then counsel to the House subcommittee that drafted the Home Rule Act, testified this month at our committee. He said, quote, Congress did not intend to delegate the D.C. Council or district voters any authority over local revenues through the charter amendment or any other process. And it went on. His recollections are supported by the legislative history, particularly a Dear Colleague letter sent by then-Chairman Diggs. Chairman Diggs' letter indicated the compromised language that became the Home Rule Act is drafted with the explicit intention of maintaining the congressional appropriations process for the district funds. I believe Chairman Diggs' letter leaves no confusion as to whether Congress intended to give the district budget autonomy in the Home Rule Act. Therefore, it is clear the district acted beyond its own authority to grant itself budget authority. Today's legislation will clarify the original intent of the Home Rule Act pardon me, and address any pending legal questions currently working their way through the courts. H.R. 5233 will make clear the Local Budget Autonomy Act of 2012 is not legally valid and will ensure the congressional intent behind the Home Rule Act is preserved. It will also prevent a potential violation of the Anti-Deficiency Act, protecting district government employees from administrative and criminal penalties. Ultimately, unilateral action, as taken by the district in this instance, to subsume congressional authority is unacceptable. H.R. 5233 recognizes this need for exclusive congressional authority and stewardship. I therefore urge my colleagues to support the bill and place budget authority for the district firmly back in the hands of Congress, the sole place where it was intended to be located.